Hi everyone, we are already live. Welcome to the Saturday Mental Health. This is a free zone. I don't have any guests, which means that everyone is welcome. I have the links. I have the link, sorry, for my session on various places. The restream link is there on the repost, on the comments. So feel free to join on stage whenever you want. And
I have the link.
it is live, so I'm happy to be live. This will last probably 2 hours. Great maximum. And this is a safe space where, of course, it's live and you are free to share at any depth that you want to share. Um, and of course, I know that this is live. So feel free also to acknowledge where you want to go. So I'm really amazed that I see already Michelle that will join in a few minutes and Richard. Hi, Richard. I'm happy to see. Sometimes there are comments on Restream, and LinkedIn user is Richard. So Richard, I met him 6+ years ago, 7 years ago, I think, maybe 8 years ago. Yeah, I don't know when exactly. Time flies, my friend. So Richard is one of my best face-to-face friend. Um, and when I say one of my best, I have multiple dozens of best friends face-to-face because I don't make comparison. And I love to, yeah, 10 years? 2014. Really, I don't think so. I think it was more 16, 17 um, than 10 years, honestly. But I acknowledge sometimes time flies. But 10 years, I couldn't imagine because I met you after my other best friend that I met in that particular place. Then I met you a few months later, and it was in January 2016. So I think not more than 8 years and 6 months, I think. But it's okay. So, Richard, you are welcome. Yeah, who's counting anyway? Anything that is more than 5 years is already, 5 years in AI is like Jesus Christ born, by the way. Like 2017 in tech is like Jesus Christ 2000 years ago because it's boiling. Time flies. So you are welcome to stay on the LinkedIn Live. There is also the YouTube Live if you are struggling to go to LinkedIn. But of course, I was not sending the link to YouTube, but it will come one day. But I have a channel, um, and you can find me easily on YouTube through Refrench Your Brain. French like French, the language, like RE, French on one word, your brain, and then you will see also other Saturday Night outlets. I've been doing that almost each Saturday, exception for few occasions, but since last year, since November. And Tuesday is the special Refresh Your Brain, a longer session than the daily ones that I do each day, also Refresh Your Brain. And aside that, on Friday, I have Oli presents. And so yesterday it was presenting April, the Friday before presenting Jess Harvey. And last Saturday, 7 days ago, it was about talking about Parkinson disease. So feel free to watch the replay if you would like to watch the replay. It's from George Ackerman talking about his mom. that suffered and transitioned from Parkinson's disease. I wrote a book, Son's Sharon's Son Journey, I think, and he made a website together with Sharon or for Sharon. I never know. I think it's together for Sharon. And that's it. And today I was thinking, I don't have any guests, but at the same time, I'm happy to open the floor. So feel free to comment here on LinkedIn Live. I follow you. And feel free also to jump on stage. I bring the link. You see the link below my comment. Join us here in 3 hours, 15 minutes, etc. Or I think I was also posting or editing the event to bring the link. So you are welcome to go on Restream, and normally in few minutes you will welcome with me the first guest Michelle Ramos. And so I wish I pronounced well first and last name. I love, by instance, the function. I don't know if you know the function on LinkedIn. I just updated my LinkedIn picture out there here. And it's amazing about LinkedIn is that you can also, when you are live, you go to someone's profile and there is, oh, he's live. And then you can have a voice of your first name. So I have my guest right now, Michelle. Welcome, Michelle. Amazing to hear you.
Hello. Thank you for having me, and thank you for making the platform for everybody.
With joy, and your sound is a bit like buzzing.
Okay, let me get a Bluetooth hooked up here.
Yeah, it's like it sounds like a bit robotic. And thank you all your wishes, Tom, Michelle, and other and Mike, who wished my event. I'm really blessed to make it happen. The unknown, the unexpected. It's when the richness is coming. Last Saturday was planned, and it was with George Ackerman talking about his mom and the awareness about Parkinson disease. And now we are literally on fire with Michelle. And I'm really glad also to welcome any other guests that would like to join. I posted the link everywhere on my profile, on the comments. So don't be shy. Happy to welcome anyone on stage.
How does it sound now?
As It sounds a bit better. Try to speak.
Okay, I got the Bluetooth hooked up to it now, like my earbuds. It's off of
Okay.
the computer.
Yeah, it sounds way better. And you are in safe space. You are able to stay off camera if you would like to stay off camera. You can
Oh,
make it
I'll come on a camera
turning
in a minute.
on.
I'll come on camera. I just took a shower, so I got to fix my hair.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, it's up to you. I don't force anyone to have their camera. It's like as you wish. You know,
Yeah.
it's as you wish. So it's your voice that matters.
It's just me. Nothing special. I have a very
Well,
active
you are
puppy at the
special.
moment. Well, I
Mm,
appreciate that. Everybody is special. Everybody has something amazing about them that is uniquely special to who they are.
yeah. So normally the sound is okay. Let me know, Richard, if now the sound is okay in your side. Normally in my side is okay. So maybe it was there is a delay between Restream and LinkedIn. So normally, let me know, Richard, is now the sound of Michelle is right for you, but in my side is good. So it's amazing. Amazing to hold the space for anyone, including you, Michelle. Okay, better for Richard's side, so it's okay now. Happy.
I don't.
And maybe I
My life is always so chaotic. So where you want to take it kind of falls on you, because it can literally, like you learned in that event last night, it could go in any direction.
exactly for the record, everyone. We had a session. I think it began 5:30 a.m. my time, but I was jumping on probably 1 or 2 hours before the end. And yes, it was, in fact, it was like my beginning. There is a theme, like a topic, and you will be sure that the topic is on topic for a few minutes, and then there is a totally different conversation. And I think I since May 2023, I've been holding 250 audio events. I've been doing less since June or March, April, May 2024. But within 1 year of time, I was making 200 sessions. So it's really amazing. It was like one session a day or so. So was like, oh, let's make a session at 5 a.m. my time. And guess who is like, oh, let's make the session in 5, 15, 30 minutes. It was like that in the beginning, and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to make it happen, even if there is no person participating. But guess what? Even with one participant, like me, I was seeing people jumping in. So it was amazing the connections I built through these audio events since more than a year. Feel free to try. I'm less and less on the audio event because it's time consuming, and I'm more on right now setting boundaries. But I'm happy to jump in sometimes, like Jay storytelling time, or any partnering with anyone, or Margaret, or there are so many audio rooms right now. So chaos, yes, we could evolve in chaos, and I don't call it chaos. I call it the blessings of unexpected synchronicity, because we never know. It's like it could be like, oh, I don't know what will happen, but there is always a thing that will lead to the message from the universe or God or the divine or whatever you call it. So this is a chill on session. I brought some gifts.
So what you missed last night definitely
Yeah.
started a few hours before you got there. So we call
Mhm.
me and Keith had come up with chaos control or whatnot, and then
Mhm.
Gregory came in and we was literally trying to build a actual visible model, like whether it would be on like an x axis, whether like we was really trying to like come up with the parameters of visually documenting chaos, thresholds, peaks, capacities. Can you go under, can you go over? Like it was actually, you came in and it like lightened the mood. And it just made it like much more fun. And that's what I'm saying. Like you can always start with a topic, and it's great. We touched on the topic a lot sporadically, but I love when these types of sessions happen, how organically and beautifully there can just be like, I don't even call them conversations no more. They're like intellectual collaborations, and just thoughts come together, and you can think you're talking about one thing and then something else starts being discussed and it completely goes to another thing. But then when you finish and you wrap up, it's like at the end of it, you can almost see how you just spun a beautiful spider web that just brought everything to that center that initially began it, if that makes sense.
Exactly. And in these audio rooms, LinkedIn audio rooms, they changed my life since March, April, and I began to make my first audio room, what was a Café du Bien. And I can go in the story of this pun, but it was like, oh, let's make an audio room and let's craft space. They were like audio rooms, how to make business in 15 days or whatever, these kind of things. And at some point, I was also, nowadays, there is no more of these audio rooms, or maybe I'm not present with that through LinkedIn. But there was like these kind of audio rooms, like I don't want to make bias, but there was like, by instance, this audio room last year from an Indian guy, and he was talking and talking and talking and kind of with the a bit disturbing accent, but I don't mind. But talking for 60 minutes, like on, I call it the TV. When you open the TV and you receive information, like you are the goose, and they feed your brain. And I don't like that, because audio rooms, technically they can be like that, but they are not used like that. You are able to raise your hand, you are able to bring people on stage. Let's harness that, let's tap into other brains and have powerful conversations. And there is a way to make that. There are two ways. The way, like, oh, everyone who is raising their hands are automatically on stage from the facilitator point. And sometimes it's a mess, because you see 4, 5, 12 people on stage, and at some point it's a bit triggering, because someone is jumping in, opening the mic and interrupting. It's like, oh, you're okay, let's respect each other's speech. But then there is also, and I acknowledge most are doing that, especially CJ, Dr. Constance. They are bringing people on stage one by one, and then when they are finished, they place them on the listening mode, and then next one, and then next one, because it's even easier to remember that. So audio rooms, there are the classic ones, like Kenny and Noni, aka Noni Perperoni, or no, recently Margaret. There is also Annie, and Zion, and Paulette, and some others, like no, there is yeah, Keith Cooperman, and yeah, and Leslie. There are usual ones that are leading. There are others that don't lead but jump, like Anjan Banerjee, or yeah, Kenny is jumping. He's not creating anything, but the usual ones, and then the new ones. And it's the magic is that you never know. I can have a second or third or fourth or third relationship joining that I never heard about. Then he raises his hand and he's going stay, and then I it's like door opening. So it's a blessing. So what do you think about LinkedIn audio rooms when it comes to mental health?
So I agree with a lot of what you said, because like I'm new to LinkedIn. I've been building, for years. It's been TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those platforms. And then like over the years, I really learned that I didn't like the engagement that I was having with the followers and the people that would interact. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It wasn't like intellectually stimulating. It was more mundane conversation. So it was just kind of like filling time, or just answering because they're your followers and you support them and things like that. But when I came to LinkedIn, basically I stayed clear of LinkedIn because everybody was talking about the professional platform that it was. So, and I'm just like, well, this is not professional what I'm wanting to do. This is, obviously it's professional in the aspect, the conversations I want are with more, oh, my puppy, are with more, I want the intellectual conversations with these people, but I want, I don't want it to be about business. So I wanted professional conversation that was not business related, if that makes sense. So where I love the rooms that people put on that are business related or business inspirational, and I appreciate and respect them. Obviously, I go into them knowing that I more enjoy these rooms and these events, and this is the type of event that I host myself with. Rashida, and we want that after business conversation like you do as well. It's about having a a way to have a safe place to have the conversations that are needed because they don't happen even in just real person society. But it's like making sure that you're able to facilitate them with people that can have the intellectual, non-judgmental conversation back with you. And I respect and like the way that you were saying how there's different ways of it being done. Some people do really well when they have 50 million people on the stage, and some people are really great at interrupting others while they're speaking. But I prefer the controlled aspect of it. A guest, have some dialogue, put them back down, bring up another guest. But that's more so just because I know what it felt like to be interrupted or to be dismissed. So I wanted to ensure that how it made me feel if I had a guest or somebody coming up to talk on the stage, I didn't want them to feel that way, and I wanted them to know that they were respected, their opinions mattered, they weren't going to be cut off or somebody dictate what they was going to say. It was really important to give them a space to just be authentically who they were and have the emotional release that maybe built up all week in that business aspect of their professional life.
Mm, thank you so much for sharing. And I would like to acknowledge the Garden of Excellence. It's the way that I heard to LinkedIn audio, and I love to say that because it's like valuing the audience, the Garden of Excellence. So thank you, Mr. Chris Monestere, for joining. Thank you, Lorelei Molinari, and thank you, Sesham Abram, or I would say Abram because sometimes they put their first name at the end. I think it's Abram. Let me know. And also Stephen, long time. So I apologize, Stephen, for not joining anymore your Zoom sessions. I've been like behind in this kind of way. Sometimes I am learning they are happening, but I don't have any calendar, any event. So Stephen, you missed me, so I'm going to catch back whenever I have time. And Stephen suggested to you something. Michelle, check out Gary's Be Well series starting back in October. And she put a link from YouTube. So feel free to
I will
check back on.
definitely get in. You see, you're so good at this. You say people's names, and you're. I always have to go back afterwards to like go through the comments and things. Like I had all the brain surgeries, and then they gave me the epilepsy, and that's like one thing that's very hard for me to do. And I like try to like when the events are starting, just to kind of like the people in the audience let them know. It's like I don't want to be disrespectful. I occasionally will glance down to see who's there, but so many people, like their rooms, they spend, if it's an hour or 90-minute show, they spend 30 minutes of it just saying the people's names. And again, like I'm not judging, it's just for me, I would rather engage about what it is we're wanting to engage about, and then like that's why we do the after hours event that's not formal, that's not about the time. Like come mingle, come have conversation, because it's not to be rude, but until I interact with somebody on a continuous basis, I don't have the ability within my mind and my brain to remember their names and remember the engagements and things. So I love that and Annie is amazing at it, and Margaret, oh my gosh, there's so Nani, everybody, there's so many people that are so brilliant, and I almost get jealous and envy it. Like I was like, I wish my brain could do that. That is such a beautiful like thing that it makes it personal for you and your audience, and it makes it, I think, intimate, and I respect it. It's just unfortunately not something I can do with my mental, like the brain surgery stuff.
May I put a magic word that is from 3 letters? Yet. And it's up to you, and it's okay if you don't, because by instance I'm just way behind the comments. So thank you, Chris. Yes, I welcome, and I'm doing fine, thank you so much. And also Steven comments, this is just us chatting, a nice place of connection. And then Steven again, be easy on yourself, Michelle. And then
Oh yes, I agree, I
yeah,
do need to be easier on
yeah.
myself.
And then Richard says, hosting becomes a skill and better with practice. So yes, it will take with time. I could say also something that is interesting is that I started from zero. I made mistakes, and this is when we start. I learned from the beginning from Annie and from Zion, especially from Annie. What I realized is that, like right now, we are eight on LinkedIn. I don't track yet the YouTube. I don't have a 36 device, but it's like we are doing it for the audience. Of course, I'm happy to have a conversation with you, a question with you, and at the same time, it's also to recognize that we are acknowledging the audience, because imagine we are eight. That means that if there are eight persons that are following us for 30 minutes, they give us unconditionally their time or not, because sometimes there are people that are listening that are distracted or making washing stuff or whatever, but it's okay. But it's like acknowledging that they made the choice to give uh, fully or not fully their attention to us, and that's why it's also a value when they are interacting in the comments. I'm having my LinkedIn feed. Sometimes StreamYard is not showing up the LinkedIn, and I never received yet the YouTube, so I think it's because my channel YouTube is empty until now, but most of the time it's from LinkedIn. Sometimes I received like this LinkedIn user that I cannot see who he is, but I see that it's Richard from LinkedIn because I have Richard name. And sometimes I don't see anything from StreamYard, Restream, and I see things on LinkedIn. So even though I'm not able to show the comment on there on below there, I'm able to voice acknowledge that they commented. And sometimes also I don't see any comments, but then I close the session, I go back, oh, I received some comments. So sometimes there is some glitch, but I'm acknowledging that we are actually eight plus watching on LinkedIn, and it's such a blessing that they dedicate their time. So it's also for me, it's about interaction, and there is pros and cons. I think there is no better or worse. There is two different approach. The first approach, LinkedIn audio, we don't we have only the voice, and we are able to express on stage. We can have a co-host or multiple co-hosts. They jump in on stage automatically. When they are properly in the settings. Like I set Michelle as a co-host, and then when she joined, whoop, she is already on stage. She doesn't need to raise her hand, and then if someone we don't hear anyone unless they are raising their hand and they are on stage. Else they are interacting with the emojis, or they are jumping in and off, whatever. And that's the audio, and we only hear the voice. Here on LinkedIn Live, we don't hear anything. We have just the comments from anyone like that on YouTube or on LinkedIn, and we have people on stage. That's why I placed the link on stage. By the way, on the Restream, you have the Restream link, so that anyone who feel free to jump on stage. So that I'm not only with Michelle, and there are other people that can voice, and it's about interaction. And that's a way like I am visible in my place. I can also share my screen, like show amazing things about amazing people. Michelle, would you like to say something while I'm searching for you, by instance?
Really, you're teaching me because I didn't know about this restream, so I'm just sitting here taking it all in and learning the nuggets you are sharing.
Yeah, and I'm always quite humble. I'm learning. I'm sitting on the shoulders of events. So I'm just sharing now the comments because I prefer to be on track. So thank you, Stephen. Yes, hosting become a skill, and Lorelei. Uh, yeah, and I'm really happy to have your support. By the way, Lorelei. She's amazing. Feel free to connect with her. So by instance, I can
She's
say,
our
okay,
guest next week.
oh, amazing. So by instance, here I am sharing my screen and on LinkedIn, and normally you will be able to see. I'm just showing also our because normally you don't. I can switch that. Am I sharing my screen right now? Ooh, there's a bug. It's happening sometimes, but okay. Normally the LinkedIn is showing, yes. And so here comes Michelle, and feel free to connect with her. And that's the way I present the screen, and we are there. I just show the different modes. There is this one where we don't see each other's. By the way, I'm going to hide the comments. And then there is this one where we see each other's, but on the left, this one where we see, in fact, they made it really smart. They when I share my screen, the shared screen becomes in fact someone as guest. So right now I see in my panel Oli Dirix, which is me. I see Michelle Ramos, this is you, and I see Oli, which is my shared screen. And so this is my shared screen. Then there is also this way that is like, ooh, let's compress us and let's show us side by side. So you see me in there, you see Sharon's screen, and then you see Michelle. And then there are multiple modes, that you can use. And it's really clever to say that shared screen, in fact, it's a kind of a guest because you can arrange. And this is the other way when you see only us on the middle. And this is, that's also an interesting settings, so that you know all the modes. And of course there are other platforms that are showing, like Wave or StreamYard or anything inside, in fact. So it's good to know. So right now I'm going to go in there to show Michelle profile. So feel free to connect with her. And with that, you can share any screen, that you have in your tab. And right now, I'm going to share also Lorelei. And so here is Lorelei. And so feel free to connect with her. And one of the things I was talking earlier that I like so much, and she doesn't have, but for instance, let's say I wonder, maybe Lion has this, because I realized that Lion is also an amazing guy to illuminate, to spotlight, and he's really clever. I love him. Really clever on the live stream. Sometimes a bit like distracting because he has animated backgrounds and whatever. But what I like, he doesn't have that. I was thinking he was having that. So I'm going to go back to me then, because I was yeah, he has it. It's because the icon was not visible. So here is an icon of a speaker, and that allows you in LinkedIn to voice your name. So let's hear what Lion says.
It's pronounced just like the animal lion.
So he doesn't voice his last name, but it's a lion, and it's accurate, but in French it's Lion by instance. But it's great that you can also not only voice your name and your first name and your last name, but make like a custom message like this one.
It's pronounced just like the animal lion.
So what do you think about that, by the way, Michelle?
I'm just sitting here in complete awe. You have no idea. Like, this is so brilliant, and I love it. And I love that you're teaching it to me. And I'm gonna, like, you're sharing knowledge to somebody that did not know something before, that is gonna probably use it themselves, and then hopefully have somebody else do it, and then they're gonna. Do you see this? Like, I love when these beautiful ripple effects happen and they're organic, and it wasn't somebody pitch slapping you with a private DM saying, you want to pay me some money and let me teach you this. Do you see? It was like just a beautifully, this is what I'm saying. These are these intellectual collaborations that make me love hosting LinkedIn audios.
Well, it's amazing. It's not only about LinkedIn audio, it's about anything that helps you to connect with people. It could be LinkedIn Lives, it could be YouTube, it could be Zoom, whatever the platform. And I think the most important is to give value, and most of the more important is to give awareness, to give a space for people to be loved. Like I have an acronym that is SEAL, SEAL. People to be seen, to be empowered, to be acknowledged, and to be loved. And that's my true. Right now, it's empty, but my heart is full. My tiramisu, that's it. That's the tiramisu spoon, my friend. That's
I
really
love
the
it.
nuggets. Yeah.
I love
So
it. I love
and
it. And your
anyone.
seal is beautiful because listen, I use pour. Like you know what pour equals? It equals passing over opportunities repeatedly. And like I love your seal. I'm gonna start using that one too. I don't remember who or where I heard the pour, but it just the moment I seen it, it was like that is so true. You're not poor financially, you're poor with every opportunity that you do pass up.
Hmm. And by the way, you give us value also, because I'm really happy that the fact that you share that, because you are loving also the puns. So I'm going to. Oh, I don't see any. Ah, yeah, okay. I see a comment from Steve. Voice prompt must be done from the phone app. Yes, indeed. That's another value, my friend, because you cannot do it through your laptop. So if you are not able to do that on laptop, this is the reason. You can only do it by the phone. And back in the days, it's disabled many months ago. But what I regret that I liked so much was the cover video. Like you see my picture out there, my picture smiling, and it was possible that when you click on it, you were watching a video instead of the picture. Right now, when you click on that, of course, I can see my picture more long. But many months ago, when you were clicking your picture, you can say, "Hey, thank you so much for watching me." So it was amazing. Now the function is over. The only way that you can still see that is when people are not updating their pictures. And of course, because if they are updating their pictures, they erase that. But there are some rare people that has the video, but it's really rare, I think. But it's really a blessing to see the changes in 1 year and few months. LinkedIn has changed completely. I love so much. Some people are saying like it's Facebook, because sometimes like there are people that are sharing cat photos or whatever, but they do what they want to do. And if they do that, it means that they find this safe space. And I really crave also the fact that more people are showing their vulnerability, their difference, their diversity, their neurodiversity, their non-binariness, whatever you call it. And they share it on LinkedIn. And that's a way for mental health, my friends, because if we are not able to find a space where you can be fully yourself with you, whoop, whoop, then where can you express that? So, of course, LinkedIn is a special one. I'm not going to show me like, huh, like removing my shirt and showing all. No, but and whatever, the people attract people. So what do you think about that, Michelle?
I just like you just said it too to Mr. Steven is that like I'm getting ready to download the app on a phone. Like I am sitting here on my laptop, and it's like I said, it's just you keep taking in the nuggets and the knowledge, and it's beautiful. It's for me, it is having the safe platform and the vulnerability, and like you're not getting on a TikTok live. There's somebody stripping. There's conversation that's tap my screen, tap like what like I can't. I'd rather be watching a documentary, reading a book. Like I can't do that. I can't do those TikTok and Facebook lives. They're just not okay.
Hmm. Yeah, personally, I diverted myself from Facebook since already 3 to 5 years, from Instagram 3 years. In fact, I was blocked by any reason, I don't know, and I was unable to unblock myself. So, oh, guess what? The tool is not functioning. Get away. And I focus on the tool that works. And I tried TikTok also, but the thing that I was letting me giving it on TikTok is that there was the application, but as soon I was opening the application, it was wow, badaboom, like all the sound and video. It was triggering for me to say, okay, because at some point when I go to YouTube, at least if the video is showing, there is the mute volume by default. But on TikTok, the sound and the video is playing, and sometimes it's triggering. It's like uh, consume, binge. The model is like that, but I don't like that. So it's the reason I gave up TikTok probably 1 year ago. But what do you think the differences between TikTok and LinkedIn, by instance?
So you have more actual with LinkedIn, you can actually there's more levels of engagement, so to say. Like you can stream and watch a video, you can comment it, you can go on somebody's live, but they don't have to interact with you. And it's it's so they're like, unless you cash at me, you're not getting your name said live, things like that. And for me, it's just that's even how it is with Facebook though. Like I watched a couple documentaries several years ago, and once I like watched these documentaries, like it literally just changed my interactions on social media, period. Like if you go on any platform and you put in Barber Beauty 413, I've spent the last 10 years making sure that the SEOs go into Google, type in Barber Beauty 413 anywhere in the world, it's coming to Michelle Ramos. I will be in the top 10 things that pop up for that search. I can always tell when I'm engaged in a conversation with a follower that just stalks my Facebook and TikTok and stuff versus like interactions with LinkedIn and the tribe that I found and the support system and family I built. Because people that think they know me publicly by what I post on social media, like I can honestly say 75 to 90% of the time, the content was scheduled a year ago. Like I don't have feeds that I scroll. I have followers. I don't follow. I don't want to get my time stuck in scrolling to see what everybody else is doing, living their life, because 9 times out of 10, 98% of them aren't supporting me and what I'm trying to do to change my life and my daughter's life in the world. So there's like, I mean, everything is good and evil. There's a flip side to every coin. People might think that the social interaction that they're getting from those platforms is healthy, but until they learn what the flip side of that coin is and how unhealthy it is, and that these companies are using you scrolling endlessly to make them money while you're just sitting there miserable because you're doing nothing in your own life to generate your own form of success. So it's like they're good and they're bad, but that's when I finally learned that flip side. That's when I said, okay, I'm only posting positive things. I don't want anything that I post to be negative, belittling, condescending. Like you see it all the time. F my life. This was horrible. Like I don't want none of that no more. So like I fully changed everything on my interactions, what I was putting out there. I could have been having the worst day possible and it was positivity coming out because That's if you sit in the negative, you're just going to stay there. And so like I said, I know who I'm having a conversation with based on what they're saying to me. If they're talking about things on like Facebook, then I know that they don't actually partake in my real life, and they're just scrolling and they're going based on what they see.
Yeah, exactly. So I remind everyone, thank you so much for joining. Feel free to jump on stage. There is a link to Restream so that you can also partake to the conversation aside I and Michelle. And I so agree that they are, in fact, they are putting their own agendas. Right now, I tried again something, but it doesn't work as it did before. But I see the changes. For instance, I make some action on LinkedIn, probably sharing a post or whatever. And as soon as I do that, now there is an invitation to verify myself. That it was insisting, verify, and I keep saying no because I don't want to be verified. This kind of, oh, you are verified, like it's like Top Voice, whatever. It's good if you have it, but if you don't have it, it's okay. And then also I realized that the way using LinkedIn through your laptop and your smartphone is absolutely not the same. Of course, you can use it with your smartphone with your browser, but most of the time you use with an application. And guess what? An application, they have their own backbone. So, for instance, I was also witnessing. I was trying right now, but it doesn't act anymore. But at some point, a few hours or few days before, when I was making a screenshot, I can make a screenshot and right now it does nothing. But sometimes it was okay. LinkedIn pops a message like, "Okay, you can share this." So it's like, "Okay, I don't want to share to anyone my screenshot." So like a bit strange. But the way is that they have their own agenda, their own agenda. I love to say that because I heard that from somewhere. Netflix worst enemy is not any other industry. Netflix worst enemy is when you are sleeping or when you are bored. They don't want you to get bored because they want to jump on the next. It's like TV. The worst enemy of TV is when people are getting to the bathroom because when they are getting outside of the TV, they don't have the attention span. That's why also in the modern TV right now, it's crazy, but maybe most of the people doesn't know, but the recent TV are smart, which means that the recent TV has camera. So I wonder if there is somewhere a backbone system that says, okay, check the eyes of the people. Are the people watching TV right now? Which time? How much time? Which part of the screen they are watching? Because I can also probably do that. So it's crazy. I'm a bit paranoid, but more the technology is there. I find like we are going, without us knowing, we are going slightly to Minority Report, where we jump on a place, we are scanned. Okay, we can already the market knows already our preference because they know that it was these experiments where people are going into the supermarket. They are scanned from the beginning to the end, so the supermarket knows where they are going, how much time they are going, which products, which. So it's a bit crazy, but it's the way that the society works right now is with the learning the brain, learning the neuroscience for touching off our wallet and also controlling. But aside that, I'm going to shift gears and to talk about what you would like to talk because it's also your space, dear Michelle. So any topic that is burning in your side.
So just listening to what you're saying, it's like you're like, I know I'm crazy. I think, what if they do this? The truth is that they do that, and that's how they control the algorithms that feed to you what is needed to keep you invested in their platform. And then like the way you was about, like you can screen share. I mean, obviously we got a couple hours left, so I'm gonna send you these two links if you want. I don't know if you want to screen share or watch them later, but they're these two documentaries that I watched that they fully changed my interactions with social media. And it wasn't even just social media. Like let's just be honest, watching these two documentaries, like I can tell you that whenever I have to sign a contract, I read terms and conditions 100% fully. I read the
Mm.
privacy structure set up. Like, after watching these documentaries, I went into my cell phone and I stopped certain tracking things. I realized that apps you installed, you didn't read terms and conditions. Go back and read the terms and conditions and see what you agreed to when you installed that app. Like, I shut off notifications. It's very interesting to hear you say it, and then you say it with this, you know, like dismissal of maybe I'm crazy, but the truth is you're not. And the truth is
Mm.
like these two documentaries are full of very, very credible people that you have to sit back and say, oh my goodness, like this is real life. But this is what I'm saying. Every good thing has a dark side under the flip side of that coin. With the good, there will come bad, but it's what do you do with that situation and with who you are authentically? Do you support it? Do you like advocate for yourself? Do you what do you do with the information once you learn it? And when I learned it, I changed my entire life.
Thank you. And what are the two documentary names so that I can share on
So I sent you
the
the
screen?
first one in your LinkedIn messages. It's called The Social Dilemma. That's the
Ah,
first one
yeah,
I watched. And then the
yeah,
second one I watched was called The Great Hack.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, in fact, there is a version in French also. So the social dilemma, yes, I see that, and then the second one I will check later. So thank you so much for sharing, and it reminds me about the book. I will share. I will share also the book because it's not about social media or whatever, but it's about food industry, and that's I think it's also linked to social media, the food industry,
I've
and
watched a bunch of food too.
yeah. I think the title of the book is "If They Knew what's inside," or I don't know, if they knew what's inside. I'm just going to check if it's the title of the book, but uh, no, book. I'm going to check. Mhm. No, I will check later. But it's about what they put on food industry to help us to consume, and that's crazy because what is even crazy is that we cannot even, and that's the saddest part, we cannot even rely on labels because at so many times right now recently we have a structure in Belgium that's called AFSCA for protecting the citizen for the food problem, the food issues. And how many times I received a message from the news, AFSCA call and remove this product in this this product because it contains this and this elements from this product or contains bacteria or whatever. But all these elements, it contains this element. It's not on label, so it means that. And I don't want to need or to be paranoia, but it's even sad when you realize that they put things that it's not even mentioned in the label. So that's the craziest part. And when it's mentioned in the label, you realize also the proportion. Sometimes they don't put the percentage, but you see, okay, water and then blah 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 blah. It means that water is at least the main part, like it would be 40, 60%, and then blah 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 blah. And sometimes sugar, whatever they call it, because there are 60 different names of sugar, they place sugar on the second, on the third position. It means that they're like at least 15, 20, 30% of sugar. I've seen that on turkey fillet, little tranche, of turkey. I see sugar in there. That's a bit crazy. I don't want to have turkey with sugar. So that's a bit crazy, and of course the EXXX, the stabilizer aroma. When you see aroma in the package, go run, don't buy, because aroma means it's artificial already. So it's really tricky when you go to the supermarket and you see these kind of products. That's crazy. So any burning topic that you would like to share?
Which you was just talking about. I shared another, trailer in the comments. It's called Live to 100. Have you ever heard of the blue zones? There's these different areas in the world where like they talk about how a majority of these people are living to 100 and 110 because of like living off the land. They're not industrializing. They're, what they're eating is organically grown by them. Like that's a beautiful documentary to watch as well.
The blue zone. I will check that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah,
Everyone
Live
is
into
bringing
100. They're
value.
called blue zones. Yeah, they're called blue zones. I had never heard of them before. It was actually a really good friend. She's a life coach, and she is the one that had told me about it. I was like, she's like, have you ever heard about a blue zone? I was like, no idea. She was like, listen, she's like, their average lifetime is like 100 to 110 years old. And this is, and it's not like they're 80 years old and, they're sick and needing care. Like they're 80 years old, still doing what they was doing, 40 years before that. Like they're just living life.
Yeah, that's it. It's really amazing when it comes to realize that it's like this graphic of the evolution, where you see the monkey, the primate, the evolved human, different face, and then there is a human that you see backwards. You don't see the face like the others. You see backwards, and then he tells the others, don't follow me, don't follow me, because it's going in the wrong way. So it's a bit crazy where we will go. I wish that we have the common sense to go backwards. So thank you for the links. I've seen that in the comments. Thank you also. I see that Cheryl commented. I don't see her comment. So thank you, Cheryl, for Cherry for commenting. I will check later on. So any other topic, and feel free everyone to jump on stage. It's already since 1 hour. I still have 1 hour with me, so it will be a 2 hour session. So we still have 1 hour and 5 minutes. Feel free also, Michelle, to leave whenever you want. There is no obligation, and because and feel free to share anything, Michelle, and feel free everyone to jump on stage. I put the link on the restream, so you are welcome also to join the conversation. So now, Michelle, you have the mic.
No, you're good. I'm just, like I said, here talking. I like being just let it flow with how it flows. You have questions? Does anybody have questions? Like, I'm pretty much an open book. It's just easier for me to be the open book when there's questions versus like vomiting at the mouth with just randomness.
Oh, you are vomiting unicorn candies.
I don't
Am
know.
I live? Do
I don't know. I don't know
no?
about the unicorn candy.
Okay.
I really
No,
think it
no, but
depends on who you ask. Some of them might think it's some candy, and then other ones might think it's, probably poison or something. I don't even know.
yeah, and I see Chenda comment. It's LinkedIn user, but I see Chenda who is saying the only one I was aware of was in California until I watched the documentary. Now I know more, and I am saving up to move. Where I live now has changed me a lot. Thank you, Chenda, for sharing. feel free also to join the stage. There is the link.
Absolutely. Yeah, Chanda, you should come up and talk about that. I want to move to a blue zone. I want to leave the US.
And maybe the right question is to know where in US you can be in a bubble zone and a bubble blue zone.
I need to relook, but I'm almost positive that there is not one here in the US. They're in other places throughout the world.
No. And by the way, there is this kind of they call them a bit like wild, because they are a community of a special Jewish community that their religion is promoting principle that they cannot even use tech. They are not using any electrical device or technology or whatever. I don't know their names, but I saw them in the documentary that they were living. So I truly believe there are spaces in US about that, because it's so big. So it might
I'm gonna
be
look it up to
existing.
remember. There is a couple in other countries I found more appealing.
Yeah, so I'm checking if there are any questions, because I don't see
Oh, Cody.
yet
Okay. So
question.
we have Loma Linda, Okinawa, Cody, Nicoya Peninsula, Sardinia, Icaria. There's a Blue Zone USA, but it's very different, like from the others. But the Loma Linda, that's the California. There's the Icaria. There's one in Sardinia. So there is in the U.S. Don't get me wrong, but it's just I've been wanting to leave the U.S. So I don't. When I'm thinking of like that type of building of the foundation of my life, knowing I don't want it in the U.S., like I was not researching ways to stay here, if that makes sense.
And in which country would you like to go then?
Before I was thinking someplace maybe in Ireland or in Spain. And then ultimately talking with Angelina, we've kind of just decided that we really, more than anything, just want to tour the country once she's done with school and visit lots and lots of places, and then kind of decide, like, I don't want to go into it with a decision until we get to travel internationally and see, because that's why I don't want her to like finish school and then immediately try to go to college or pick a career, because like there's so much in the world and there's so much that we don't know. Like you can do all the research you want, but until you physically go, you don't get the cultural experience, the real life daily in the streets and neighborhood experience. And that's what I want to experience before like this is where it's gonna be. And there was no interactions besides what I could just research in books and websites and stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And Chanda says that there is a blue zone in California. I don't know this place, so I don't know. But by the way, I would like also to spotlight, because she's amazing. I met her last year in Barcelona. So she is originally from US, and probably 6, 8, or 10 years ago, I don't know when exactly, she came in Barcelona, and it transformed her life, truly. So I'm going to share my screen right now to present you the time that I share my screen. I present you Erin Corinne Johnson. She is originally from the States, and she comes there sometimes. And she is an amazing human being that I would like to invite you to connect with. And it's incredible. I was meeting her on Barcelona, and she was directly learning Spanish and Catalan. She was also, because Barcelona there is also Catalan aside Spanish. So it's amazing. She's really a person that each of you could connect with because she's so bright. She's so amazing. She has a
That does. It looks. I
fire.
can't wait to connect. It looks beautiful,
Yeah,
and
and
what I aspire to do one day, be successfully, reestablish residency. So that's definitely beautiful.
Erin Corrine, not Corinne Johnson. That's Erin Corrine Johnson.
that's it. Erin Corinne Johnson, and she made I don't know how to call it, but it's a association or LLC, I don't know, Rosa Magnolia, because he has a strong bond with magnolias because she were finding a lot of magnolias in Barcelona. So that's amazing, by the way. So feel free to connect with her, and any other comment, feel free, and feel free to jump on stage at any time. Else, I would like to you, if you would like, Michelle, to tell us more about you, your journey, and what is warming your heart right now.
My journey is just, it's always been like, there's never been in one of those straight lines, if that makes sense. It's always been the very essence of ups and downs. And then now more so like it's much better being on the here and finding other like-minded and a tribe and support, because like so much of my journey has been alone, which is why I started Don't Raise Statistics in the first place. Was like, there's no way like I'm alone. There's no way that these supports don't exist. That's what the mindset was when I began. And it's been beautiful coming here because it's just, solidified what I was looking for. Like, it does exist. There are people that care. There is a support system out there. It just might not be here locally where you live and where you've been searching. And it's expanding the reach has been very I find gratitude in it every single day, and a blessing in it every day. And I'm very thankful for where my life has been going versus where it's been. I try not to, like, if I sat looking in the rearview mirror and not watching out my windshield, I would probably wreck. So I try to use the past more so as lessons and just reminders of why I do what I do and what not to do, and why I keep going where I'm going.
Hmm. And what was pivotal for you in your growth?
I would say the most pivotal turning point was probably having my daughter, because I was almost 30, and the lifestyle that and the person I was before then and today, they're night and day. And that's why I really, really don't try to waste energy arguing with people from the past, because they might not understand who I am today, or I am truly not a person that they knew back then. And I'm not that person no more. And I don't try to defend who that person was. I made mistakes. I made bad decisions. But I spent the last almost 15 years of my life, redefining it and finding myself, authentically and truly, and learning my voice and setting boundaries. I think that is another pivotal point, was setting boundaries. It wasn't even setting the boundaries, because I have been doing that for decades, but I had always set a boundary, but then I allowed somebody to give me a justification why I needed to bend for them. But enforcing boundaries was a pivotal moment after having a child, because when I learned how to enforce the boundaries and put myself at the top of that pedestal and take care of myself and say, this boundary is for me and my mental health. It is no disrespect to you, but you have to respect it. That's probably been like the second pivotal point, because that's when I realized that the disrespect I was receiving, it was my fault. It didn't matter if they was being disrespectful or not. Like, I was allowing myself to be subjected to it. So once, I changed those are two pivotal points.
Wow, I feel really your emotions because we never. I don't want to assume, but I feel like I see the tipping point of the iceberg, but I witness that there might be so much unfolding to what you say, to your emotions and to your sayings that happened. So if you can go back 10, 15 years in the past and send a message or an advice to your younger Michelle, what would be the message?
That you have to love yourself before anything else in the world and before anything that you do. You have to love yourself. There was so much time I thought I was loving myself, but I was always making sure that other people were happy, other things people needed was getting done before I was doing what needed to be for me. And then when you realize that you're pouring out of a cup that's not even half full to keep watering other people, like your cup has to be full before you can help anybody else. And for me, it was not knowing that. It was the emotional regulation that I needed to learn for the shame and the guilt, because it didn't matter what I was doing when I would put myself first. The immense shame and guilt was like debilitating. And that is what I would tell my younger self, is that shame and guilt is not what society has led you to believe it is. You don't, half the time shame and guilt is for somebody else's actions, thoughts, or behaviors. It isn't even your shame and guilt to hold. But it took me a long time to learn that. And to teach it to my younger self, I might not be able to do that. But what I do is I instill it in my daughter. And I teach it to her now at 10 years old. And I've taught it her, ever since I've learned and understood it, I have taught it to her, because I might not be able to go back and change my past, but I could definitely help mold and guide her future. So
Hmm. Thank you so much. And every one of us has struggles and a past and stories. For instance, I don't know if you know Jay. Jay, it was the tornado because he is a tornado survivor because he was experiencing what it's like to be right inside the tornado, and he lost everything, and he's holding sessions each Saturday and talking about his island, Guam, and his language, Chamorro, and the culture of an Icelander. And that's really inspiring. She's an amazing storyteller. And so for him, it was a tornado. For you, it was a fire, I think, if I don't.
the fire was that happened in 2023, and I, that in itself messed me up. Don't get me wrong. Like, to see flames and to know that everything you physically own is being lost and that, like that, it was traumatic. And I have got, Jay does, he tells amazing stories. I was in there today, and when I get that opportunity to get in there, I definitely love listening to his stories. And for the fire stripped me of things physically, that there's no question, but the damage and the trauma that it ignited was truly from things, that were, the pain was much more deeper into the inner child stuff that I had to deal with. Because like growing up, my mom was a hoarder. She's a pathological liar. We lived in not okay homes. It was very dysfunctional. But because of how we was brought up, I was already like minimalist. Like the physical possessions I had were literally truly wanted, because with the hoarding, if you grow up in that atmosphere, you don't like that type of, you don't like to walk in a home like. So I'm not saying I have some pristine, spotless, better home and garden picture home. I definitely have a lived in home. But the fire, that fire, last year, it took things that money can't replace. You can lose clothes, you can lose things, you can replace them, but like I can't get back ultrasound pictures from when I was pregnant. I can't have back the outfit that she was brought home from the hospital in. So I think that the fire, and maybe Jay relates, and I think that for a lot of what I hear him say, like, there was one I was listening that he said he didn't even know he had PTSD until he was looking at a list for his child. It was like, wait a minute, I have all of these traits. So I think that the fire for me, for somebody that has not been through a life that I've lived, the fire it's catastrophic. It's an event that you're never going to be the person you was before it happened. I will never be Michelle Ramos that existed February 14th, 2023 again. February 15th changed me fundamentally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Every aspect of who I am was changed that day. But moving forward, learning the injustices that happen and the learning the realities of the people truly responsible that own the property and what they subject people to, the damage from that fire has been more personal and intimate than the physical things lost, because the physical things lost that I did truly care about and was of meaning and value to me, they're things that there's no amount of money anybody could ever give me that's going to replace them.
Thank you. And we are welcoming April Wyatt, that I was witnessing yesterday through Oli Presents. April, feel free to join on stage if you want. There is a link to join Restream. I still have 45 minutes. Of course, I can do hours, but I'm going to end the session in 45 minutes. It's already 1 hour and 15 minutes. So now, and I'm just spotlighting Richard, who has to leave. So thank you, Richard, for joining and for participating. And feel free to watch the replay whenever you have the bandwidth to watch the replay for the rest of the show. And aside that, now it's your turn, dear Michelle, to ask me any question, because I'm really happy to tap into your curiosity about me.
It's like I learned from you, so I don't even know what to ask you. Like, we already have these amazing behind the scene conversations, I would say almost every single day. And like I think every day you teach me something new about yourself. Like, I think I just sit here in awe, and I think that's one thing that I really, really love about the friendship we formed, is that it's not like forced or questioned. It's like, it's literally just been you and I just like checking in with each other, saying what we've seen that was posted. Like we've talked about family and dreams and our past and present moments. Like, I wouldn't even know what to ask you. Like, I'm going to say, did you go hug a tree today? Like, I love that you literally do it. I love that I can pull up a video and you are in complete and pure, you are in your element. You look spiritually connected, emotionally, mentally. Like, it is such a beautiful thing to see. Like, and then you make the videos to share it with us. Like, that's so beautiful. But then there's so many people, like, I love doing it. I go outside, I have a creek behind the building we live in. Like, I will go walk barefooted in the creek and like feel the rocks and the water. It's like, a lot of people don't take that time to get regrounded in nature and just. So there's my question. Have you hugged your tree yet today? Because I know I was talking to you this morning, but you was walking in traffic. You was waking up your neighborhood with beautiful chance of livelihood.
Yeah, because in fact, I don't think I was planning to go to the nature, but then I was seeing the audio room, and I was thinking that I was not going to the forest, but it's really rare that I hug a tree. I think the last time was 3 to 4 weeks ago, I think, or more. I'm around trees, yes, often daily basis, but not hugging a tree. But at the same time, it's a blessing, because I feel like there is also the accountability body in me sharing a daily video, that as I love to share my videos within nature, then I know that I'm going into nature to film my video. But the kind of accountability body for me to say, okay, I'm going to post a video, but then I like to show myself in nature. And of course, everyone think that I'm within the nature 24/7. It's not the case. I think I'm in the nature 30, 60, probably maximum 90 minutes um, per day. Sometimes days I just go there for 20 minutes. So it depends. Right now, my challenge right now is that I used to go to a path, and I think I'm going to just stick to the forest. But I was jumping to a path, and then I was going further to go to a park. But now the park is closed for a few weeks, I think, because was the rain, and probably the park was a bit like upside down. But yeah, I go to the nature for filming my videos, but it doesn't mean that I go every time in the nature. So thank you
Do you
for your
enjoy being
question.
in the nature?
I
Like, do you wish
enjoy
you
the
could, do you
nature.
wish
I
like you could have like more time than or is it like not close enough, or like do you? I don't know how to ask what I'm thinking in my mind.
Well, I'm since few years I'm living in the center of my city, Brussels, and there is nature in the city itself, in the center. But at the same time, it's like I don't like so much to go there. I go there when I don't have a lot of time, and I want absolutely to be in nature, yes, but most of the time I prefer to go to a place that I know that is really full forest in nature. And sometimes I go to there is a two kind of forest. There is a forest that is like open with some fields, and there is the deep forest, that forest that is like 20 kilometers high and 5 6 kilometers large, and that's the forest because it goes even outside my city. And I don't go there often. I think I go there few times a month, honestly. But most of the time it's like I go to smaller forests uh, or or parks. But I love nature because it's the way that I regulate myself. I don't like so much to be trapped in people. When there is more than 30 people around me, I feel a bit already stressed, and it, that's amazing because I was not having that pre-pandemic. Before the pandemic, I was not having that. So, but it's with all these kind of anxiogens and masks and the thing that I will always remember. Sometimes it happened, but obviously it doesn't happen anymore. But during the pandemic, it was like, oh, there is a street and pedestrian path, but it's not so large. So I see people stopping, then I see me walking, and then they engage. These kind of things where they are so afraid that I'm going to, even with my mask. So it was like a bit like tricky. But I love also during the pandemic. I never walked as much as during the first or second year of the pandemic. 2020, I walked probably let's say 4.8 thousand kilometers during this year, 2020. It was like an average 200 to 250 kilometers per week, I think. Then the second week, it was like even more deep. It was like 5.2k kilometers. And that's crazy. Sometimes I was walking um, no, not 250 per week, sorry, was per month. But sometimes I was walking 160 kilometers per week. That's crazy. That means like 20 per day in average, 20 kilometers per day in average. Right now, I since 22, 23, 20, 24, I don't walk as much like I walk my 10 miles or 10 kilometers. But at some point, it was like, oh, 15, 20, sometimes 25. The most I was walking was 35 to 40 kilometers the same day, while the full like 8 to 12 hours the same day walking in the forest, like I never did later. So I have deep grounding in the forest. And at the same time, I acknowledge that you are even more deeper because you are removing your shoes and you are taking the time to smell and sense the river. I was not doing that. I was like, okay, I'm in the forest. Walk. I was not taking the time. And I'm really happy to see your face right now, to see
I
you
finally
smiling.
finished everything. I had to like make the dog his food. You learned, I don't know, was you in the room last night? Did you learn that my dog eats real food and meals like I cook? Like I had to
Oh, I
shower, I
was
had to
not
fix my
knowing
hair, I had to make
that.
yeah. So like when you're buying a bag of dog food and it's like $100 a bag, and then I started researching fresh food that he can eat and stuff, and yeah, I make him his meals. So like I'm done now. Like I'm finally sitting down. Like he's been walked, he's eating, he's got fresh water, my dog, everything's handled.
And you made a point that is really interesting, is that the blessings to have a dog is that he is really on the root of his need met. If he needs to pee, if he needs to eat, if he needs to play, then he will catch your attention. So that's why there are also dogs. I admire these dogs. There are dogs that are assisting diabetes people. Like they are feeling. I don't know how they are trained, but there is a smell, I think, that produce diabetes people when they are in peak or whatever, and the dogs come with them to them and say, "Hey, look, there is something wrong." It's like having a gas detector when you are having a heat and you don't realize there is too much CO, and then there is this alarm that goes, "Whoop, whoop, whoop, there is too much CO." So it's really
April
important
asked
to
to
have a
see the
dog.
puppy.
Yeah. So he is now happy. He's not barking anymore because his needs are met right now. Yeah. Welcome to the puppy. He's happy.
That's
You see
Kodiak.
his
He's like
happiness.
a teenager. He's not a puppy no more. He's like a teenager, huh, puppers? You're a teenager.
Ah. Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
eating
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
eggs and his turkey bacon sausage stuff and his green beans. But yeah, so it's like when we got him, I had to tell my daughter, like, this is a child. There's gonna be doctor bills, there's food, there's walking, that like this is a child. This isn't just having a pet. Like I think it probably took her about the first year to really, really, truly, truly learn. Like there's so much responsibility with having him. But
Hmm.
that it was recommended by the therapist a few months after the fire for me and her. They're like, you should really consider, like an emotional support animal. Just and I can truly say, like, it was months after the fire, like I wasn't doing nothing. I was laying in bed crying. I couldn't walk into a store to try to buy things we needed because we lost everything. I would have a panic attack. I couldn't handle people looking at me, and he definitely has helped with the healing through this process. Like I had to get up to take care of him. I had to feed him. He was a baby when we got him, just weeks old, and if I wasn't going to get up and feed him and walk him, like, then nobody was. So it definitely, the therapists were right. It definitely contributed to the healing and to getting out of the rut. And you say hi to everybody. Look, you're on dad. Say hello. Say hello.
Oh.
You said you didn't
Is
want to, yes. I
so
know, I don't like.
the dog is a he.
Yes, it's a boy. He's a boy. His
Yeah.
name is Kodiak.
Kodiak. Ah, yeah.
Kodiak. Because
So
when we got him, he looked like a little bear cub. He's a little black puppy, and they had bobbed his tail, so he didn't have a tail. So when he would be running in the field, he just looked like a little bear cub running from behind. So I was like, oh, he looks like a little Kodiak bear. Like,
I love it because, in fact, after your event, he was your anchor. He was a kind of
yes,
anchor, and I love to
he,
play with words because he was your anchor and you encore. ENCORE, to say, okay, let's
he
move
helps
on.
ground
Let's
me.
Yeah, that's it. So that's a blessing. So everyone, feel free to jump on stage. We still have 35 minutes, and then I will close the room because I can be there for 2 more hours. But I think I'm going to not push too much the limits of Restream. But I'm happy to witness April, to witness also Queen Kayleen. Feel free to connect with Queen Kayleen. She's amazing. And I'm mindful right now. I don't know if I can. Normally it's she, but some people it's they are non-binaries. but normally it's Queen Kaylin, it's she, but I assume that. So I acknowledge that I might be in mistake, but April is in O. Kaylin is saying, "Hope you are doing well." I am doing well. So, and Michelle is smiling, so I assume that she is doing well also.
I always find ways to be well, even when it's not okay. Like I've learned, like I need to be the optimistic, positive. Like I will be in the worst situation, and I'm going to find light in it. I'm going to find a positivity in it, and if it doesn't exist, I'm gonna figure out a way to make it exist, even if it's just bringing myself into the environment to try to be the light of it. So I'm always
Love.
well, even when it's not. Give me the ball.
I love it. I love it because it's also the way I do that. The reason I began my audio rooms is also to connect with people, but also to say, okay, let me wake up at certain time and this session be the accountability buddy for me to show up and also to support others. So by elevating others, I'm elevating myself.
Sorry, y'all. He ate some food and now he's like, okay, let's play fetch. Like,
Let's play.
he's bringing me a tennis
It is
ball, right?
Of
And so
course, of
he's just
course.
he
Yeah,
has no
so
sense of like live videos and some Zoom meetings. I feel so bad because it'll be like
no.
listen, I'll be in a Zoom meeting at like it's 3:00 in the morning my time, but who I'm in that Zoom meeting with, it might be like 9, 10, 11 o'clock their time, their business day.
Mm,
And this dog thinks that just because I'm up at 2:30, 3:00 in the morning, like it is full blown playtime. Like, no, Cody, I need you to just stop. Trying to have a Zoom meeting and like here comes a dog flying across my lap with a big stick. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But that's what he does. So this is why the video wasn't on for so long, was because I was trying not to have him be like, see, this is what he does.
yeah.
This is
Yeah,
what he
yeah, yeah.
does. And he doesn't know no better. So you can't even be mad at him. He's just like, Mom, I want to play. Like, come on. Like, you can't even be mad
Yeah.
at him.
In
Like,
fact, I truly believe that he is the extension of your inner child.
for sure. For sure he is. He's awesome. He's
Mhm.
getting better though, because like he's way calmer now. Listen,
Yeah.
9 months ago, what he would do was he's way better. He's just very sad. He knows when to say it's my time. I want to play. Let's go.
Mm. Yeah. So I remind everyone, feel free to jump on stage if you want. I posted the link in various places. So take this opportunity to join on stage for the next 30 minutes. And he's happy right now. He's amazing, and I acknowledge the amazing space that we are creating for him to be shown, to be seen also. And because it's Michelle and Kodiak, it's a partnership. It's amazing to have both of you on Zoom also. And feel free to ask me any other questions because it's also
Did
I
you
like
know?
to.
I have a question
Yeah.
because somebody taught me
Yeah.
this, and I don't know if it was in your room or if you was in the room. Did you know that when I do, like, I gotta get this dog a passport to travel with us? I had no idea that I needed the animal passports
What?
existed. Did you know
My
this?
goodness. No. I was thinking you can have your dog, probably a document from a veterinary about the name, the vaccine, I don't know, but to place
Absolutely
on
what
the
I thought.
on to place on the suit, below the where they are the passenger. There is all the luggage. Then there are places for animals, but a passport. Never heard about that.
Apparently, some countries will not even allow your animal in with you without a animal passport. Oh, thank you,
Ah,
April.
some countries. So it's not all the countries.
No, I don't think so. Like, I just heard this recently, like within the last 48 hours on a LinkedIn audio event, that I was just like, wait, what? Like, I can't just go travel with my kid and my dog. Like, I really got, but I'm glad that that was God. That was our creator planting a seed for my, like, let me have shown up at an airport in a couple years with my dog and my kid. Like, they'd be like, get to another country. And then what, they're going to take my dog because I didn't have a passport. Like, so see, that was the universe planting a seed for me for my future endeavors. Hawaii doesn't allow cats. Look, that's what April just said in the chat. Like, see, these are like, what?
Yeah, I didn't know, but I never had a dog and travel at the same time, so I don't know how this is working. But it's crazy. It's good to know, by the way.
I'm about to. Oh my gosh! Please stop barking. Get your ball. I'm about to look it up right now too, because like I had other things on the to-do list that I was researching. I just like wrote down puppy passport question mark on my little my mini. There's so many post-it notes and to-do list. You need to get your ball. Please stop barking. Okay, give me your rope. Where's your rope? Go get the rope. Go get the rope. Wait till you guys see his rope. He has a huge rope. Go get the rope. Where is it at? Go find it. Is it upstairs? Oh,
Rock and rope. Rock and rope. Rock and rope. There is rock and roll and rock and roll. Oh, the rope.
The rope.
Rock and roll.
This is his rope.
Amazing.
He drags and he drag him back. And he just this is what he does.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Kodiak, the master of the show.
And he had littler ropes. Trust me, there's like much, like we had to get this big one as he kept growing because he shreds them. This one has lasted the longest.
Yeah. And how old is he?
He turned 1 year old on March 15th. So he's probably like 18 months old. 15 months old.
Wow.
15, 16 months old. As I said, he's not a puppy, but he hasn't grown. Like he's like a teenage, he's like a teenager, like right now.
Sounds like in 2 or 3 years he will be bigger than you.
I got him. He shouldn't be more than like 30 or 40 pounds, and he's almost 60.
In 1 year old, 60?
Yeah, so he's already bigger than like what I was anticipating that he was gonna be.
Yeah, and also the fact that probably at the beginning, few weeks and few months, you were able to carry him, but right now 60 kilo, I don't think that you can carry him anymore.
I did. I used to take him everywhere. I used to take him to the grocery stores with me and have him in my purse when he was a puppy, and he was this itty bitty little fluff ball, and then this happened.
Yeah, so it teaches us also about the changes, that the thing that you are able to do at certain point you cannot do anymore with him.
That's what I was just telling Keith. Keith has a puppy, and I was like, did your puppy start losing teeth yet? Like nobody prepared me for that. So like we've always pets we've had, they were like adopted, from a shelter. They were rescues. This was the first dog that I ever purchased, and it was based because of his breed and the intelligence, and like Australian Shepherds are really good with epilepsy and sensing seizures, and so he was really it was intentful, the purpose of why I got him. And so I didn't know. I mean, well, obviously you should know babies lose, they grow teeth, they lose a set of teeth, and they get the adult teeth. Well, but in my mind, I never took into the consideration that he was going to lose teeth. So like that was it scared me, the first tooth that got ripped out playing tug of war. And yeah, so.
Oh yeah, but no, you know the drill. I love to use this pun, by the way. No, you know the drill.
Right.
That's the favorite pun of the dentist. You know the drill.
And they don't have like puppy dentists like that.
No, no, no. He's
They
making a
just got the
dent.
vets.
Right now, he's making a dent on you.
He is. He's,
Yeah.
he'll like walk around like Minecraft. I think I might have had to throw it away. He used to take his walks, and he had this huge, like it'd be like it's like this big, a Minecraft sword that he would go on his walks with this sword just in his mouth, prancing along. I'm fine. He does it with sticks and logs. He does it with everything, and I've never seen a dog be the true epitome of sticks and playing fetch the way he does. You always hear it, but you really never see it, and he does.
Hmm. Yeah, so the dogs and pets in general are amazing ambassador for mental health because they are fully as animal connected with the now, and they don't worry about, oh, you didn't give me food 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, 3 weeks ago, or oh, what will happen? You might not give me food 2 weeks. They only anchor in the no present.
He tells you if you ain't giving him food. Believe that one. All that
Hmm.
barking you heard when this first started, he was saying, Mom, I want my food. I'm ready for some food.
Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. Because for you, you can decide if you want to not eat for 2, 3 days. But the animal, no, no way. You have to give him food.
And like if he's had a meal, I'll take some dry dog food and put it in the bowl. Like, here you go. Like, if you're hungry, this is a snack, basically. And he'll literally walk over to the bowl, see that it's just dog food. He'll look up at me like, yeah, really? And then he'll just walk away from it. Like, I'm not eating that. I want a meal. He's spoiled. He's
Hmm.
he's very
So do you
well
have,
loved. I wouldn't say spoiled.
yeah. Do you have other questions for me? Or do you want me to ask you certain questions?
What are you doing about gifts you received? Where's your mindset with that?
Ah, that's amazing. In fact, I received a lot of gifts, but today I received an amazing gift that I created myself. But it was a gift of, it was café collage in French. It's like a glued café. If I don't know how to translate in English, but it's like a moment where you can craft creativity. So here is my creation that I will show on live. Hopefully it's okay. So here is my upside down. No, it's okay. So here is my creativity. I'm just going to lower. I wish you can see it fully.
I see the words and the right side. What is the left side of it?
Yeah. So you will have a screenshot later on the comments, but there is two parts. There is a part with, in fact, behind the words, it's a leaf, and I was thinking, oh, there is nervous, like there is a veins on the leaf. So let's make the words like transforming the leaves, and there's are all words to say thank you in different languages.
See, I seen the words. It's harder to see the picture, like on the other side of it. The words I seen, it was the other side that was harder to see. But the gift I was talking about is you on Dr. C's video, you won a part in the anthology.
Ah, that's it. That's another gift, by the way. So I will say
By the
also,
way,
yeah, yeah, but
so
I received.
nonchalant. I love it.
No, but I'm really blessed. Don't get me wrong. It's really something that it was unexpected because I can be honest with you. I invested money and my time on the first of their anthology, Beyond Boundaries. I was never thinking to go to Nick books or to Lonnie's books like The Riddle Awake. But I was thinking, oh, Beyond Boundaries, I want to check that. And I was investing money with that. And it was an amazing experience because feel free to check on Amazon. I will also post the links, by the way. And it was we were 27 is the first time. Usually ontology, like I see 6 or 12 or a maximum 15 people, but 27, the first time I see so many people out there, and in the same book, in the same anthology. By instance, there was like Nick that was doing Love Affair anthology, and it was like 21 people in the same book. But then she decided to make 3 volumes at the same time for probably 36 people in total. So 12 people per book. That's crazy to launch 3 books at the same time. It's really one is already amazing. And then there was the Beyond boxes, but I was not tapping in because I was having already fed up of Beyond Boundaries. And when they announced Rebel with a Cause, I was attracted. I admit it, but I was thinking, I need also to more focus on my own business and to say, okay, I wrote my boundaries, it's enough, and I was allowing myself to say, okay, let it go. They will do it without me. But then I was kind of engaging on their shows anyway. And then this like Magic Pride, and I see my name, Oli, whoop, whoop. So aside Lisa, aside Rachida, and aside another one, I forgot. I'm the 4th one to win the prize. So it was a surprise for me to attend, to be able to be a coach of the Rebel with a Cause.
I think is it Dr. New? Is she the other one?
Yes, that's it. That's Dr. New. Feel free to play with the dog.
I was like, let me mute real quick and handle this one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, you can do that. So everyone, feel free to jump on stage. We still have 14 minutes. I can also extend the session, but it's already 1 hour and 45 minutes right now. So I posted the comments on various parts. So feel free to jump on Restream. There is the link on Restream. Thank you everyone for commenting, for people that are watching live right now and are still the survivors on this session. It's a long time, by the way. I never do the sessions more than an hour, so it's the first time I do 2 hours. And then thank you for the replay team also, the people that will watch later on. What a blessing. Aside that, if you have any other question or comments, everyone in the audience, the Garden of Excellence, feel free to share and also to jump on stage because this is your chance. Take this chance. So while Michelle is going back, I'm going to share my screen to acknowledge the amazing people that were part of the comment. So I'm going to acknowledge April, that I was holding space yesterday for audio, common audio room. Only presents April. So
April is amazing. I'm gonna be right back too, just so you know, not to interrupt.
So I'm happy to see you back. Any other question about whatever question you have for me, dear Michelle?
So you've been doing like obviously the audio events and the video events, and you're doing the books. Like, what else do you have going on? Because it's a lot. How do you prioritize where to focus your energy?
That's a good question because I think it eats all my energies plus all the things I attend also 1 or 2 or 3 programs outside. I'm really in awe about a person I was acknowledging a few months ago, and I decided to be in her program. She is in September. She will be 97 years old, and it's not truly her that is conducting his program, but her program, but is a grandson. She is a Holocaust survivor. Her name is Edie Eger, or it's like written Edith, and she was on Auschwitz, and then she wrote a book at 90 years old. So this is never too late, of course. Don't wait that you are 90 years old to write your book, by the way. But she was never writing anything. But then she was thinking, I'm approaching 90 and I want to raise my voice, because all the voices that I was hearing was from male survivors. I was not reading any book from female survivors. So she shared her a story, and it was inspiring. And then she ran a program. So it's incredible. So there are other programs that I'm following. Aside that, I'm battling with myself about procrastination, because I would like to launch a membership. That's in my LinkedIn profile cover since months and months and months. I still have not launched it, but I would like to launch. And it's called Language Alchemists United Group of Humans, or I loving the acronym LOVE, like LAUGH, Language Alchemists, to have a community of language learners, language teachers, language coaches, all passionate about languages. And that's my path. In a nutshell, I shared a lot in my Beyond Boundaries book. I shared also on various sessions during Susanna session, during Kevin session, also Aaron session about my life. But in a nutshell, I was born imperfect, in an imperfect body. I am. It's not seen, but I am disabled because I don't see properly in my right eye. And even a dear friend of mine, it took her probably 25 years to witness, and it's because I was telling her. Aside that, I was having struggle in my childhood and adolescenthood about bullying. My mom was ill, brain cancer, and she transitioned more than 35 years ago. So it was when I was even not 13 years old. Well, no, I'm 48, and then I was in the dark for the next year. That's cool. Then I evolved. I left school, by the way. I doubled 4 times in a row, and I said to myself, I'm 19 years old, and it's over. And then I was evolving between jobless periods and administrative periods. The time that I liked the most was from 2006 to 2012. Then I had 4 years of searching for a job, then a job administrative, then I was having a burnout, then trying to evolve in data science and tech, but I realized that I was preferring more human languages than machine languages. Though, so in 2019, I decided to go in that track, to become a language teacher, a language learner, um, trainer, sorry, a language trainer. And then in 2022, I was discovering what changed my life: neuro language coaching. So using coaching and neuroscience principle to more effective language teaching and learning. And it's NLC, neuro language coaching, and it's from Rachel Pelling, effective language coaching. And I loved so much this approach. So that's me in a nutshell. And did I reply? Did I answer your question?
You did, and we've had stop. We've had. Does this sound okay? Because my earbuds died.
That's okay. Even with the dog, but it's okay.
I'm gonna have to go. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to probably go walk him here in a minute. He is just not settling.
Yeah, he's demanding attention. He's demanding anything, something.
Yeah, and he's not letting my daughter do it either. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna still be on, I'm just gonna mute it and I'll be right back. But it's gonna take me about 5 or 10 minutes to go take him out there real
Okay.
quick.
Super.
All right.
Do as you wish. So it's good also to not have our audience triggered by dog barks, because I know that it could be unpleasant for some people, especially people that are traumatized with dogs. I was remembering me that 2 or 3 years ago with the Zooms and the pandemic, there was like someone that was having a huge nervous system attack, because in the Zoom session she saw a big dog in the screen, and she was activated about that, because so it's good to know when there is someone that is having issues, traumas with dogs, when they are hearing barking or seeing dogs popping on screen. Aside that, I don't see any comments yet. No, I received a lot of comments, but right now I don't see any comments. We are still 3 to 4 people live on the LinkedIn, and I don't see anyone on stage joining the stage. So feel free to join the stage. We are still 8 to 10 minutes maximum. I'm not going to be more longer than that. It's already 11 my time, and I think I'm going to take the time to journal, because I had a huge transformation with this creation, by the way. So it's like a creation with the words, and in there is in fact it's like checking the magazines and having kind of a image collage, image scrapbooking. And I love also to put also my creativity. For instance, here I said my favorite pun, from broccoli to ravioli, or imagine herbier, by the way, because it reminds me the time where I was doing that, but with leaves. I was having a book with all the kind of leaves, and this is a heart with a poignée. It's like a door knot, I think, to open the heart, and this is like a compass. I was thinking first it was like a dream catcher, but it's more like a compass, I think, or a pendentif, But it's like loving to play with pictures, by the way, and all the words, by the way, and welcome home, because I was seeing home, but I didn't find any other letter, so I was writing myself. So this is why I love to do that more and more, to tap into my creativity. And if you have any question on the comments, feel free to tap to ask any question. I was also play is something that I would like to do more. And dancing and music, Vincent. I love this song that I'm hearing since a few months already. I'm gonna love me again. Check in on my very best friends. Find a way to feel myself. Rise above the broken waves. It's from recently Elton John, and I love the special sound, like it's purple disco machine mix, and it's like doom, 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 doom. I'm gonna love me again. So that I love, by the way, the music, by the way. Since already 35 years, even 40 years, I remember I was, as a boy, as a child, I was having, it's called a manche disc, like all these vinyls, but the small vinyls, by the way. But you have a device, it was red in plastic, and you put your vinyl inside, your disc inside, like a little place where you can put inside. Then it was playing, and it was the way I was listening to music, and I was listening to my favorite music, even though it was some music was a bit traumatizing. I was remembering me the only music. There are two music that was traumatizing, but one more visual. It was very crazy. I was thinking, oh, this is a guy that is dancing. Is having only one leg, and is dancing on the eye. It was a bit crazy, because I was not the imagination of the sky, of a child, to see visually a man dancing with only one leg on the eyes, because he was like sur une danse il patinait, or he was like he had two legs, but he was dancing with one leg on the sky, on the eye, sorry. But then there was the leader of the pack. And I was traumatized with this song of the 60s or 70s, I think, just because it was like the sound of the bike, like in the music. And it's a sad story because it's the story of a leader of the pack, by the way, that was having a bike accident, I think, because you can hear the girl screaming like no. So like pay attention was a bit a crazy song. So, but aside that, I was knowing like Julien Clerc, Carlos, also the about the French song. So it was the great memories about the music. I love the music, and in my adolescence, I was quite also impacted by the disparition of Freddie Mercury. I was 15 years old when he passed away. So he was my star. I was having 3 to 5 albums of him, CDs. So yeah, music is something. And what is crazy is that click, and then you can play music right now. You have on your tap of fingers, you can play up to millions of songs. Back in the days, 20, 30, 10, 20 years ago, you had to buy CDs. 20, 30 years ago, it was cassettes or vinyls. You had to copy cassettes and to be able to share your music. Right now, you can share any music on the tap of your finger everywhere in the world. It's crazy. And you can listen to music from the 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. Um, it's crazy. So with that, I'm going to see if Michelle is back. Feel free to unmic whenever the dog is silent. Else, I'm going to continue, and assuming that the dog is still barking. So, oh, and I need to drink. I need to drink. So I'm going to have a pause right now, and I need to drink. So I was talking for more than 1 hour. I need to drink. So bear with me. I will be back in one or
He
two
handled
minutes. I need to.
business, but he's still barking. I don't know how good I could be at the hosting without him. I don't even know if everybody can hear me and not sound like a robot. My Bluetooth died.
Hmm. So now that I can drink and I can say to you that you are a remarkable leader, also.
Where did you get that?
So the story is that I was winning that on the swag bag. I was participating, by the way. The Remarkable Leader is a brand of Kevin Aikenberry, and he's a servant leader. The most famous is Ken Blanchard, by the way, but there is also Kevin Aikenberry, and I was attending his event, his summit, and I was impressing him because as a pun master, I was dropping some puns, and he says something like it will be late or whatever, and I wrote something like it's not late, it's chocolate, like chocolate. So it's like my pun. And with that, I won a swag bag and books and whatever, and that was part of the swag bag, my cup with the "I am a remarkable leader" because his brand is like remarkable with a K. So that's the story in a nutshell.
I have no idea what is up with him. He is like, I think I need to walk him again. I feel so bad. Like, oh my goodness.
Don't feel so bad. It's about your dog, your needs.
Hmm.
So thank you so much for joining.
Before I'm gonna say thank you for the platform. I'm gonna say my takeaway is that it just gives me more gratitude for family and a tribe that I'm creating with a support network that I didn't even know could exist. And I'm thankful for everybody. And the support is this dog is oh my god. Cody,
This dog is on fire.
He is. He is. I will take you back now. Okay, we're going. I'm gonna log off. I'll say thank you. I'm gonna tell you that I'll be in the DMs here in a little bit. Let me just go see what he is needing that obviously I'm not providing because I've done it all: water, food, a walk, played. Like I'm missing something.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your dear presence. Bye. Thank you, Michelle, and I will dedicate you this amazing song. And I'm going to sing it because I don't see anyone on stage right now or commenting. So I'm going to sing it. So I will leave you some moments to join the stage or to go to the comments. I will end this session in 5 minutes maximum because I see you are live, but I don't see any comments. So maybe it's the glitch of Restream or LinkedIn. I don't know. But I'm going now to go to the singing part because this session is going to be an end very soon. So I'm going to sing the song with a mic. Like I will put my mic right there. Okay. And this will be amazing as an end, as I don't see any comments on LinkedIn right now. So bear with me that I'm checking on my very best friend. So, going to sing you a song. And this is to honor Michelle because she is truly on fire. She is truly, truly on fire. So I'm going to no, I'm not going to share my screen because obviously you know where to find the lyrics. This is not in French, by the way, but there are some parts of French, and it is a song that I was singing previously also during this session. I'm going to sing it fully right now. And thank you so much for your support during my sessions. You know that you are welcome on each Saturday, each Tuesday. Tuesday is Refresh Your Brain. It's about talking about languages. And Saturday is about mental health. And also Oli presents on Friday. From now, I'm going to sing you Michelle, ma belle. These are words that go together well. My Michelle, Michelle, ma belle, sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say. Until I find a way, I will say the only words I know that you'll understand. Michel, ma belle, sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. I need to, I need to, I need to, I need to make you see. Oh, what you mean to me. Until I do, I'm hoping you will know what I mean. I love you, Michel, ma belle, sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. And I will say the only word I know that you'll understand, my Michelle. So that's it. Thank you for your patience. And if it's raining in your side, I apologize because je chante comme une casserole. I probably sing like a pan, but I am fantastic. I am fantastic also. So that's it from me for this evening. Thank you so much for your audience, your participation, and also the replay team. And I witnessed the excellence on the Garden of Excellence of your presence, and also the braveness of Michel. With that, I'm going to close right now by saying my famous words. Keep shining, everyone. We need each other's. We need to level up this world. We need to be rebel with a cause. We need to be beyond our boundaries and our boxes. We need to fight bullies, and we need to fall in love affair with each other's. We need more humanity. We need more light in this world, more listening, more peace, more love, more respect. So, with that, my friend, I'm going now to end the room. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support and your presence in my journey, in others' journeys. It was a delight. Keep shining, everyone.